Hi everyone, welcome once again to the Adventures Travel Club television show. Betty, that's that beautiful hotel that we're looking at, the Empress Hotel, and of course that means that we are in Victoria in Canada, and it's just such a beautiful spot.
Now we didn't stay there, but we
I
were
stayed
right
there
up,
once.
Oh well, that's
Years
you.
ago.
Yeah, but we didn't with the
No,
group.
no, we stayed in a better
hotel.
hotel.
There, but ours was lovely, and it was just. I mean, we could see it from our hotel room. You could actually look down on the Empress.
Well, the Empress is, you know.
But we did take a tour.
Yeah, no, we went through. Yeah, and this is the added on part to the back end of it. They made sort of a convention center there too, and it's all glass. It's just really a beautiful area that they have here, and you can walk through this. You know, you don't walk through too terribly much of the hotel anymore because they've got some of it kind of blocked off for their guests. But Carl is going to show us here how to open and close the windows there on top. So they've got all the beautiful plants that are in here. And I imagine sometimes in the summertime it probably gets a little bit warm in there, I would imagine.
But you know, Marv, I think it actually detracted
What's
from
that?
the building itself. The
Oh, you
adding
think so?
this little,
Yeah.
what do you call it, a sunroom or atrium? Yeah. Because it was too modern for me to blend in with the beautiful antiquity of the Empress itself.
Well,
it's a matter of opinion.
That's
I know,
true. Something
I
to be
know.
said for that. That's true. Now, across the street, of course, and the hotel sits right there at the harbor, as that we can see, but we're going to try and dodge the traffic here and get across the street because we want to go over to, I call this a Parliament building, but I really don't know if it is or not. There's a big, beautiful building that's over to our left-hand side, and of course, as we're looking back, there's downtown there, and you can see that, and of course, there she is herself, a great big statue of Queen Victoria. Very nice, isn't it?
She's a big woman.
Well, she was on top of that, that's for sure. Hey, this was very interesting. These were cops that were riding for cancer, and they were having a big bike rally or a big bike ride on that. And we had the opportunity to talk to one of the gentlemen here, and it was very interesting.
We start riding back down 22nd. We come all the way down the island, Parksville, Qualicum. We head west and go out to Ucluelet, to Fino, and then come back, Parksville, Qualicum, all the way up to Victoria again. So about 1,300 kilometers.
Pardon me? What is the event for? You got
Cops for Cancer. Yeah, Tour de Rock, it's support childhood cancer research, and 70% of our money goes to childhood cancer research, and 30% of the money goes to sending kids with cancer and their siblings to Camp Good Times, which is just a camp for kids with cancer. So they can.
Smile, you're on TV.
Am I?
And here we can see that the cops have finally gotten back on their bicycle. You know, I heard these sirens going off all over Victoria, and then bingo, there we are, and they're off and running again.
I just think it's wonderful. The generosity of these people, and you know, some of them had their children with them that day,
Yeah.
and it was just darling.
They were really having a good time. They were making sort of a party out of it, and they raised a lot of money off of that as well. Now here in the harbor area, you can also see mimes as we're seeing here, and there's a lot of entertainers around there. This is such a beautiful area because the flowers are just everywhere. I mean, just everywhere. Weren't you impressed with that, Betty?
Yeah, I was. I'm impressed with these mimes. I don't know how anybody can stand in a position so long without saying something. Or, oh my God, I'd die. You know.
I thought it was very interesting because there's several places where we've been in Europe where they have some of the mimes, and a lot of people think they're actually statuary.
Oh yeah,
you know?
until you go touch.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Don't touch me unless you put some
Oh,
money in the pot.
excuse me.
Okay, we're going to leave Victoria right now, and we're going to get on one of the British Columbia ferries, and we're going to go. This is not the one. This is a small one right here, and we're going to go across over to
What do you mean this is not the one? What do you
No,
mean?
this is a small boat.
Well,
Now,
wait a minute. You said we're going to get on the ferry. Or you're just pointing out the fact that this isn't the one we're going to get
This
on.
isn't the one. No, we're going to get on a big ship.
Okay.
That one right
well,
there.
I know that, but this is for our viewing
Okay,
audience, you
all
know?
right. But this, you can see, these look like a cruise ship.
Yeah,
I mean,
they are
and you wouldn't
tremendous.
believe how many cars and trucks and buses that these ferry boats can accommodate, plus the passengers as well. And we're going to go through the San Juan Islands, which you can see right here. Some of the most beautiful area, I think, of Western Canada are these San Juan Islands. And someday, Betty, someday, mark my words, I'm going to go sailing in a sailboat through this.
Well, I think that would be just lovely.
You don't sound very convinced of
Well,
that. There's my boat right there. Hey, wait a minute, guys. Wait, I want to get on the boat.
What did they do? Take it away from you because you didn't make your payments?
No, mine would probably be the dinghy in the back that you can see.
No, I know that is one of your ambitions, and I think it would be just wonderful.
Oh,
I really
yeah.
do. I don't know if I would want to go up there. I think I'd rather go over to the Caribbean. And,
Well, it's warmer over
No,
there.
because, and then you could snorkel.
But you got to have air conditioning though if you go to the Caribbean.
No, you
Caribbean,
just
right?
jump in the water and cool off. They have
You're
automatic.
not afraid of all of the fishy things in the water?
Well, of course not.
Oh, you're brave. How
I'm very
wonderful.
brave.
Okay.
But you're not out where there's sharks and things.
The heck you
no,
aren't.
No.
There's sharks in the
Not when you-
Caribbean.
No, but when you go up to the marina and you do your snorkeling from a marina, it's safe, No.
Inside a marina, but you're not going to see any wildlife in a marina.
Yeah, but you're
You're
not
just
gonna
going to see
go
the garbage that's dumped over the edge of the other boat.
Oh, all right.
I know, I'm giving you a bad time.
I
I'm
know.
sorry. No,
That's
no,
fine.
no.
It's par for the course.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, this
What'd you say?
this area that you're looking at is the San Juan Islands, and this is beautiful. And there's people that live on these islands all over. And the only way that you can get from island to island is by ferry boat, unless you have your own little launch or whatever,
Well,
right?
do they have any heliports or anything on
I
them?
don't know. I saw a lot of seaplanes.
I think it would
that
be
were coming
quite
and going.
expensive to have a helm on one of the islands there.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out. Anyway, you're giving directions
Oh.
to somebody, so I'm pointing it out right there.
The mouth is always
The mouth is
moving.
going, right?
But you
Anyway,
can see
this-
how windy it was. But
It was windy.
Yeah.
You get out there, but it was nice. It was very
I
nice.
think that it makes it so stimulating because you have the smell of the salt air, and then it like it caresses you, even though it blew me apart. It was a little more than a caress; it was a shove.
No, it was nice though. I tell you, and I never tire of going through this. I've been through this several times, and several times I've been through it. It has been raining, or misty. Now look at those homes.
That's a lovely home there.
They're beautiful homes that are there. This is a very desirable area to
It's
live.
too isolated for
in the
me.
summertime.
Where do they do their shopping?
You get on the ferry boat and go
Go
into
shopping,
town. Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, you've got Victoria on one side, and you have Vancouver on the other.
But
So
you'd have to be make very good plans. You'd have to be a really structured person.
they have those hydrofoil boats that bingo. They can be over there and back and nothing flat.
Well, it is beautiful. It would be fine for a week.
You wouldn't want it any longer than that.
No, I would go bananas.
I don't think these are all
after a week.
vacation homes. I think
No, I'm
these
sure.
are people actually live here for
I'm sure they're
all
not.
year round. I would imagine.
Yeah, but I would like the smell, and I love the scenery. But there's my little gals.
It's really nice. Well, not only the scenery, but the wildlife that you see too. Okay, we're getting close to Vancouver, so that means everybody back into the coaches and down from all the decks, and they had everything on the ship. So we're going to take out now, as you can see right now, and we're going to head into Vancouver. And it's a little drive from where the ferry boats are here, but this is a big, big business. Now, you said, how many cars. Now, I'm going to just show you for a little bit because I left this in here. Look at the cars and the trucks lined up. There are like 6 to 8 lines there to get onto the ferries.
And you make an appointment, and if you're not there for your appointment, you lose it.
That's right.
They only could take so many on.
Yeah.
And then if you remember how the driver was, come on, we have to make the time, the time element
You have to
was
make
so
the time.
important.
That's true.
Yes.
You do. Anyway, we are now in Vancouver, as we can see right here. We're going to take a look at a little bit at the downtown area, not very much, but a little bit. In Vancouver, it's one of the cities that has a lot of apartments, as you can see here, because there are a lot of people that live in the city itself, in the central part of the city, and that's what we're looking at here, are some of the larger apartment buildings. And we want to go out to Stanley Park, which is one of the beautiful areas right down in Vancouver, and we're looking across one of the inlets right here to northern Vancouver. This is sort of on the other side. There's a big bridge that takes you over there. And Betty, on top of the mountain that we can't see right there, except the cloud is covering it, there's a ski area, and you can go up there, and there's a beautiful restaurant. There's gondolas that go up there, and I went up there once years ago and had dinner up there, and it was a beautiful sight. Unfortunately, it was all clouded in on the day that we were there, but we didn't would have the time to go over there
Did
anyway.
they sing O Sole Mio when you took the gondola up there?
I don't think so.
What's the gondola? Isn't it the gondolas we had in Venice?
Yeah.
Well,
Did somebody
you
sing
didn't
O
get-
Sole Mio?
you-
Did somebody sing to you on that?
Well,
that
of
thing?
course, of
Oh,
course.
great. Nobody sang to me.
Well, it was a different kind of a gondola.
Well, I never got one of those in Venice anyway, so maybe that's the
Oh,
reason why. I
okay,
don't know.
well, the next time we go, that's what you'll have
Okay,
to
that'll
do.
be fun. Anyway, this is Prospect Point, and you can see here in July 1888. Anyway, it was a
Yeah, what
steamers
was-
came in there, and they anyway, it was settled. Now, one of the other areas that you might want to see if you visit Vancouver is Chinatown. They've got a very big Chinatown here.
It was great, wasn't it?
Oh, that was
And
marvelous.
we just stumbled on it. It was,
Where we parked the bus, it was wonderful,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
got out. And then Betty and I started wandering around a little bit more. Everybody was going in this direction and that direction. And we came to a place where we actually thought we were back in China.
It
I
was a
could not
replica.
believe this. It's Dr. Sun Yat-sen's garden, or it's named after him, I should say. And it's not only that, but it is also a cultural center right there. And of course, there have been a lot of people from the Orient that have immigrated to Canada, and especially to Vancouver. Lots and lots of people there. So you will see the Oriental influence all over the city, but especially here in Chinatown.
yeah, it's too bad here we go now into the more of the inside in the internal
Right.
garden part of it. It's been duplicated beautifully. It truly is. You do feel that you are back in China again.
Once
Let's
you
go
walk,
there.
I know. We're back to China.
Let's go back.
I'm ready.
That was
anytime.
such a good place to visit.
This park is just absolutely beautiful. Now watch, we've gone through the gates, and now we're in the park, and you would really think, by the looks of this and the way that they have done it, that you've been just magically transported to China, right, Betty? Mm-hmm. It is really something.
We didn't stay too long.
No,
but,
well, we didn't have that much. We didn't have that much time, unfortunately. But the time that we did spend there was just, I thought
It
was
was
just
worthwhile.
wonderful. It
yeah.
was. It was.
And
it was
for
really
people
worthwhile.
that have never been to China, well, no, they have the other cities that have Chinatown in. Of course, San Francisco's is great, but San
But this
Francisco
park-
doesn't hold a candle
Not
to
to
this.
this. That's right.
But this was aesthetic, where in San Francisco it's more commercial because people live there. I mean, this was a place of
There were-
repose and.
If you remember that in San Francisco, there is a small park, too, but
Yeah.
it's nothing on the size and the
it's-
grandeur of this.
Yeah, no, but it's not really a Chinese park. It's right there across from Old St. Mary's Church. Isn't that the one
Yeah.
you're talking about? I mean, I used to sit there on lunch hour sometimes and
Panhandle.
oh, Marv, you shouldn't have
No,
told everybody
I
that.
didn't want to.
That's one
No,
of my
no.
hidden secrets. I was always glad I learned how to play the guitar so that I could get more money that way. Shame on
That'll be the day, huh? Yeah, no, that is beautiful, is right. But this one really takes the cake, I think. This was nice, and so all of our adventurers had the opportunity to come and visit here. And of course, there was a gift shop there too. Did you go in there?
Yeah, I had to go in to get some people out. That's the only reason why. I don't buy stuff anymore. I got
And here they
enough
come.
souvenirs,
You have enough stuff
to
from
last
China,
me
right?
For a while, yeah. I was thinking the other day, when I die, and of course someday that will happen, what my kids are going to say, my God, my mother sure has a bunch of junk in her house, and it'll go, I don't know what they'll do with it, because I've tried to pick up something from every place that we
Yard
go.
Yard
A
sale.
yard sale.
Right. Big yard sale.
Well,
Okay, now we have come to a beautiful place, and this is,
Marilyn Monroe Meditation Chapel.
no, it wasn't. I think you misread that.
I know I did. It was not. I just said that.
Anyway, this is a beautiful spot that we have finally come to, and I have to say that this, Betty, you stumbled upon this with your daughter once before, right?
Oh, wait a minute. This is.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
Right.
This
You
was-
forgot
this
about
was-
this
But this
place?
was at in Oregon,
Yeah.
up in not in.
Yeah. No, we.
No, but
yeah.
now we're in Oregon.
Yeah, we
because-
jumped.
Well,
we
we can
jumped
do
real fast.
that's the one of the great advantages about television, isn't
That's
it?
true.
And well, we can in what do you do it when you set something inside of something else like that?
You edited.
Edit. Okay.
You inject it.
Excuse me. And that statue of the Blessed Mother is the most beautiful and the most
It looks so real.
lifelike, and there was such a lovely story behind it about the mother that paid to have this done for her daughter. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think that was the one.
Yeah, no, that was the one. That was the one. And this is the chapel that they have sort of on the ground floor. But these grounds were just really magnificent. I thought this was a great place. Actually, we stopped here twice.
Yeah, I was gonna
once
say,
going and once coming back.
Because we've had this on a show before, have we not?
No,
We have not shown
No,
this?
we didn't show it.
Oh,
before.
I thought we had shown it before.
No, we were going to, but then we decided let's save it for this show. So,
Oh, okay.
and look at the view that you have from there. Now we're really right on top of a mountain, and we're inside this chapel, which is all glass on one side. And you can see this is just a beautiful spot.
But we really should identify it now. This is the chapel of Our Lady of the Snow, isn't it? Something, no?
Don't know. There were
What's
several.
the name of it? But there is, because Suzanne and I, we really did stumble upon it quite by accident when we were there several years ago. And it was so beautiful that it made in the back of my mind, I always said, oh, I want to go back. And so when we decided to take this trip, you know, up to then, Marv, could we go there? And he said, oh, sure.
Oh yeah, well this is the grounds are great. Now I should say that there's a ground level, and then you take an elevator to go up the mountain so that you could get on top where this big park area. It's also where the priests live, and this other little chapel that you can see right here too, which is really quite nice. But the grounds are absolutely incredible. And this statue stands above the grotto. And the grotto is way down below, as we'll see here in just a moment. But this is a magnificent spot. And the thing is that I didn't know that this even existed, Betty.
Well, I did. It's wonderful when I can tell you something instead of you being the informer.
Well, anyway, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. And if you have the opportunity to visit when you're, this is in Portland, I believe.
Right outside.
Just right outside, yeah. And the grounds are magnificent. It's a great place if you want to just go and visit and just meditate. One of the times that we were here, they were having a concert. They were just finishing a concert down below in the grotto area, which was really quite nice. But these are sort of like Stations of the Cross. They're really not. There's a little bit different than that. But you can wander through here. There's acres and acres and acres, and of course the foliage is just absolutely incredible.
When I was there with Sue, it was raining. And so it was kind of like misty, and it was so beautiful. It wasn't hot, and it wasn't cold. It was just right. And as we walked around and got just a little bit wet, you know, it just added to the mystique of the place. It was a real beautiful, emotional experience.
Well, this is what it's called. It's called the Grotto. And if you have the opportunity to visit there, I think that you would really enjoy it, because as an area for meditation, I think it's just really, really superb.
It makes you think of what?
Lourdes.
Of course.
That's what it looks like, doesn't it?
With the cave, the whole thing.
It certainly
It's
does.
almost an exact representation of that.
That's and when did they start this, Betty? Do you remember? Back
At the beginning?
wasn't it back in the 20s or something like that?
I don't know.
Oh, that's what I thought you were. Well, now here you were going to be the expert and tell me all about it this time.
But I have to be the one to tell you. You can't be the one to ask me.
Oh,
because
okay.
you won't ask me the right questions.
Oh, okay, all right.
So,
it's not fair to ask the question.
Not fair
but
to ask the
question.
question. You
Anyway.
can just say, tell me what you know, and which won't be very much.
No, I've got to give you credit, because you did know where this was, and you had visited there before, and it really
there's
is
the
really quite
Peatone,
beautiful. And if we do another trip up the coast like that and go up to Canada again, we will certainly stop at this grotto again so that
I
we can
would
see it.
presume, because we've shown you a lot of this, that it might whet your appetite. So when you do a personal trip yourself, that you might want to stop and maybe spend more time there, because it is worthwhile.
It is worth it. It is worth it. But get there at the right time, because the first time we got there, they were just closing, but they were gracious enough to let us go ahead and walk through the grounds. That's
you
why we
remember
wanted
me
to go
running down, and I grabbed some guy, and I said, will you please take me there? Because some perfect stranger, I got in his car and went to try to get the gatekeeper to keep the gate open for us.
Is that a good thing to do, for you to jump in a perfect stranger's car? And then
Worked out great.
Well, I guess it did, yeah. Anyway, this is St.
Peregrine.
And he is the patron saint of cancer patients. So a lot of us know a lot of people with cancer, and so we made little petitions to this particular saint for cures of people that we know that are suffering with cancer.
And unfortunately, there are so many cancer patients. So we were thankful for the opportunity to remember them.
Indeed. Well, we hope that you enjoyed our little trip up to Canada and back, and that you'll go with us on another bus trip that we will have one of these days. In fact, speaking of that, Betty and I have been thinking very, very seriously about another trip on a bus, and we want to go to...
Well, I have several places in mind. Which should I talk about first?
I think New Orleans.
That's going to be after the first one, if the first one comes after the what,
okay.
you know?
But let's talk... I know. Okay. But let's talk about that
one.
Well,
we contemplated a long time ago, both Marv and I were thinking about New Orleans, and I said, well, why don't we do a bus trip to New Orleans? And a bus trip? You know how far that is, Betty? And I says, yeah. And so we got to talking about it, and then he got enthusiastic, and I got enthusiastic, and it just sounds like such fun. I am more attuned now to buses than I ever did since we've been doing them.
Yeah, right.
Buses are fun. You don't have to go into an airline terminal. You don't have to be there 3 hours before you leave.
So all the security,
all
right?
the security.
Yeah, exactly.
And we stopped. Now, if we were just to fly to New Orleans, we would get up. And what would you see? You have a bunch of clouds, and then you land. This way, you stop all along the way.
Yeah, there's so many things to see.
And we have a beautiful, beautiful country.
Right. You know, you can stop in places like the Grand Canyon, and you can stop in places like New Mexico, see the Painted Desert or whatever. I mean, there's so many things to see along the way. And then you get to your final destination, and of course, New Orleans. You've never been there though before, have you?
Never been there.
Oh,
always been a desire. And another
treat.
place I wanted to go to would be to the River Walk in New Mexico, in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Isn't that can be on the way home?
No, that's
yes, it can.
Not in Albuquerque.
Not Albuquerque.
No,
where is it?
It's in
Tell me.
El Paso. No, not El Paso. That's not
but
it.
we do know where we're going.
Yeah,
sorry,
but it's you threw me on that one.
I know. Okay, you can think.
I'll think of it after a while.
You can think about it later.
Yeah. Anyway, that is beautiful. But wait till you get to New Orleans. I mean, there's so much to see and so much to do, plus the food. Oh, Betty.
The food. And you see, the fun thing is, we will have a timetable because to visit certain things you have to be on the bus.
Right.
But it isn't like going 3 hours early and then waiting to get to some other destination. I'm all for it. And like as we move around on the bus and somebody says, oh, look how interesting that looks. Let's go see what it is,
San Antonio.
That's
where it is.
Thank you.
Riverwalk, San Antonio, Texas. Okay.
So we do stop a lot along the way. We do have a bathroom on the bus, and we bring a lot of movies to see, And it's restful, it's fun, it's exciting, and I have a lot of people already that have called and said, hey, Betty, that sounds like a good idea. You want to go?
I think it sounds like an exciting trip. Now, besides that, we're contemplating another trip that we have done before, that this is great. And a lot of people have asked me about it as well. I said, Marv, we'd like to see England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. And if you remember, we've shown you pictures from that area before. So we're thinking about that, right, Betty?
Yeah. And in fact, I have the itinerary. I am now working on just when, I like to pick a date where there aren't a lot of tourists, and also where it's shoulder season because the price is cheaper then.
And we can give our clients a better deal.
Yeah, that's it. So you can pass it on. So I think it probably, the way I figure now, would be No, I'm not going to say for sure, but
You don't know
it'll
what month
be.
you wanna go.
No, but I think because it'll all depend on when we do the New Orleans trip. But I think it'll be later. In the. Do you think that May would be a nice time for the
Yeah.
New Orleans trip?
You want to do New Orleans when the weather is changing, because
Yes.
New Orleans can be, in the wintertime, exceedingly cold. I mean,
Yeah, we
bitter,
don't want
bitter
that.
cold.
I don't like.
Pardon me. You get a cold from it. And in the summertime, forget it. The
Yeah, the
humidity just
humidity.
knocks you for a loop.
So maybe April, or maybe May. May would be
May
a
would
nice
be a
month
good
for
month,
that.
yeah.
And then we would do the end of September or October. October's a beautiful month to go to Ireland and
Oh,
England
yes.
and Scotland.
Yes, indeed.
So we'd have those two times for that, those choices. So I think that's pretty well what we're going to be doing. And then I hopefully at March the 19th, what happens March 19th?
The swallows come back to Capistrano.
We thought it would be just a really fun, exciting trip to go to San Juan Capistrano, to the mission there, and they have a wonderful Mexican fiesta, they tell me. I've not been, but where they dance, and it'll be just a jazzy, fun time, and we'll stop and see something on the way down and then on the way back again. Probably a 3-day trip.
Oh, that would be absolutely perfect. That would be absolutely
A lot of people don't
perfect.
like to travel long distances and can't afford it. I mean, travel can be expensive.
Right.
So
But
this
the, but
kind
the
of
bus travel
suits-
is very reasonable.
and these trips are nice because we do bring them back for our viewers that can't travel.
Right.
They're either ill or they can't afford it. And this is a wonderful gift to them to travel with us this
Right.
way without.
And we do appreciate all the comments
Yes.
too that you have given us on the various travel shows that we have done. And we tell Betty, it's not much more than just home movies. I mean, it's not real sophisticated, but evidently you like that, and we like bringing it to you as well. Well, Betty, that's about all the time that we have, and so if people are interested and maybe have some suggestions, they can give you a call at.
488-7443.
That's right. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.